this is Alia and welcome back to Cooking with Alia, the show that brings you the flavors of Morocco. Today we're kicking off the Moroccan Cookie Series. I filmed this series during my recent trip to Morocco with Naima. Naima is a professional cookie maker who works from home. And in Morocco, these ladies are very popular because people feel that the cookies they make for us are really homemade. Naima is going to show us how to make multiple types of cookies. Some of them are traditional, like Gazelle, which is a gazelle horns, and some of them are more modern. Modern in a sense that the ingredients used are not traditional Moroccan. For example, chocolate, which is not traditionally used in Moroccan cookies. But in Morocco, these cookies are very popular, and usually we have a platter with different columns. Some of them are traditional cookie, modern cookie, traditional cookie, modern cookie, and it just brings excitement to the cookie platter. Another thing that we did in this series, two things. One, we reduced the amount of ingredients, so we're not going to make kilos and kilos of each recipe, which usually is the method of choice in Morocco because we keep and store these cookies for friends and family. So we're going just to make a small amount. This way you can test them yourself and you can make them if you just have a few friends coming over. Second, we simplified all the recipe steps. And that's it. All you have to do now is start watching this series, enjoy it, and make them. Let's start. You will need honey, dark chocolate, and roasted peanuts. First, melt the chocolate in a bain-marie. In a pot, boil some water, then place on top a bowl containing the chocolate. Grind the roasted peanuts into crunchy medium small chunks. Once the chocolate has melted, pour it in a deep plate. Add the honey. Add the ground peanuts and mix well. Take small amounts of the chocolate mixture and roll them into balls the size of a walnut. Place each chocolate peanut ball in a small paper cup. Refrigerate the chocolate peanut balls for at least 2 hours before serving. You can keep them in an airtight container in the fridge for up to 2 weeks. That, if you have any left. Bon appétit! You will need plain biscuits, apricot jam, sweetened condensed milk, and unsweetened cocoa powder. Break the biscuits into pieces. Then use a food processor to grind them into a fine powder. In a large bowl, place the biscuit powder, apricot jam, and some of the condensed milk. Mix. Keep adding the condensed milk and mixing until you can roll the cookie mixture in a smooth ball. On a flat surface, using a rolling pin, flatten the cookie dough and start shaping the cookies. Use the edge of a round cookie cutter to shape the dough into moon crescents. Roll each cookie in unsweetened cocoa powder. And that's it! You can keep these cookies for up to 3 weeks in an airtight container, if you have any left. Bon appétit! Step 1. Making the dough. First, dilute the saffron threads in the orange blossom water so they release their entire flavor. Place the semolina in a large plate and using the tips of your fingers, mix it with the softened butter until each grain of semolina is well coated. Add a little bit of the saffron orange blossom water to the semolina and mix well until you get a soft dough. Cover and let the dough rest for 30 minutes to 1 hour. Step 2. Making the date filling. Our secret ingredient is the kubeb spice. Here is kubeb whole to see how it looks like, but we are using it ground. If you don't have it, don't worry, just omit it. Add a pinch of the ground kubeb to the date paste and mix. You can also add some ground cinnamon. I already added it when preparing my homemade date paste. The filling is ready. Divide the date paste into 2 portions. Oil your hands and roll each portion into a log about the thickness of your finger. Step 3. Shaping the makrout. Take half of the dough and shape it into a log as long as the date paste log. Flatten the dough and insert the date paste log in the center. Pinch the dough around the date paste, then roll the entire log a few times on your workstation to seal it completely. Slice the log with diagonal cuts into bite-sized chunks. Use the tip of the knife to mark the top of each makrout. Step 4. Baking the makrout. Transfer the makrout on an oiled baking pan. Bake in a preheated oven to 360 Fahrenheit degrees, 180 Celsius degrees for around 30 to 40 minutes or until the makrout have a beautiful deep golden brown color. As soon as you remove the makrout from the oven, drizzle some honey on top when they are still hot. Let the makrout cool down for several hours before serving them. Bon appétit!
You will need blanched almonds, sugar, softened butter, orange blossom water, and gum arabic. First, let's prepare the gum arabic or mesca. Add a pinch of sugar to a few mesca pebbles and crush them with the bottom of a cup until you get a fine powder. Next, using a food processor, mix the blanched almonds with the sugar until you get a smooth paste. The paste should be smooth enough that you can roll it into shapes. In a large bowl, place the almond mixture, add a little bit of orange blossom water, and softened butter. Knead the ingredients with the tip of your fingers. You can also use the food processor if you want. Add a pinch of ground mesca and keep mixing until you get a very smooth almond paste. You can keep this almond paste in an airtight container for up to 1 month in the fridge or a couple of months in the freezer. Bon appétit! You will need powdered sugar, almond paste, lemon, baking powder, and an egg yolk. First, grate the lemon to get lemon zest. In a large bowl, combine the almond paste, lemon zest, and egg yolk. Mix well by hand until all ingredients are well incorporated. Add the baking powder and continue mixing. Time to roll. Keep your hands moistened with some orange blossom water or just water. Begin shaping the almond mixture into balls the size of a walnut. Roll each ball in powdered sugar until well covered. Place the cookies in a buttered baking pan and put a dent in the center of each cookie with the tip of your finger. Bake in a preheated oven to 350 Fahrenheit degrees, 180 Celsius degrees for about 15 minutes or until the cookies have a light golden color. Do not overbake. These cookies will be soft when still hot, but will become more chewy as they cool down. Also, you can coat them when still hot with more powdered sugar if there is not enough. That's it. Let me have the perfect bite. A slight crispy outside and a soft chewy inside. Yummy! Bon appétit! You will need almond paste, apricot jam,
candied orange peels, egg yolk, and chopped blanched almonds. First, finely chop the candied orange peels. In a large bowl, mix together the almond paste, the chopped candied orange peels, and apricot jam until well incorporated. Coat your hands with vegetable oil and roll some of the almond paste into a log about the thickness of your thumb. Spread a bit of the egg yolk in your palm and roll the almond log again so it gets covered with the yolk. Sprinkle the chopped almonds on your working station and roll the almond log on top of the almond bits so that they stick all around the almond log. Slice the almond log into bite-sized chunks. Place the chunks in a buttered baking pan. Bake in a preheated oven to 360 Fahrenheit degrees, 180 Celsius degrees for around 15 minutes or until the cookies get a beautiful golden color. Once done, drizzle some melted dark chocolate on top of the cookies. Let the cookies cool down completely before serving. Bon appétit!
You will need pastilla dough or phyllo dough, butter, vegetable oil, 1 egg, honey, almond paste, and ground cinnamon. First, let's prepare the ingredients. Mix the almond paste with the ground cinnamon. In a saucepan on medium heat, melt the butter and the vegetable oil together, then place them in a bowl. Break the egg into a small bowl and beat with a fork. On your workstation, drizzle a little bit of the butter-oil mixture, split the almond paste into 2, and roll each portion into a log about the thickness of your thumb. Place a pastilla leaf into your workstation. If you are using a large pastilla, fold it into 2. If your pastilla leaf is small, superpose one on top of the other. Place an almond paste log on the pastilla dough edge closest to you. Drizzle a little bit of the butter oil mixture on the pastilla dough. Fold the side edges of the pastilla dough over the almond paste rod and roll the pastilla dough along with the almond paste as if you were rolling a carpet. Brush the top of the pastilla roll with the egg wash. Do the same for the other almond paste log. Cut the rolls into bite-sized pieces, but you don't have to cut all the way through. The rolls should still hold their shapes together. Place the rolls in a buttered baking pan. Bake in a preheated oven to 400 Fahrenheit degrees or 200 Celsius degrees for around 15 minutes or until the rolls get a beautiful golden color. As soon as you remove the rolls from the oven, drizzle honey on top of them. Slice and separate the bite-sized pieces. Place them in small paper cups. Let the Mhencha pieces cool completely before serving. Bon appétit! In a large bowl, combine the flour, butter, a bit of orange blossom water, and salt. Using your fingertips, mix the ingredients together. Add cold water little by little into the mixture while working the flour with your fingertips. Gather the dough into a bowl. If the dough crumbles, add cold water a few drops at a time until everything sticks together. Knead the dough for a few minutes until it becomes soft. Divide the dough into 4 portions. Cover and let rest for 15 minutes. Very lightly dust a work surface with flour. Roll each dough portion until quite thin. Lift up the dough and reposition it several times to facilitate the rolling out. For each cookie, roll 1 tablespoon of almond filling between your palms to form a sausage-like stick about 2 inches long and half an inch in diameter. Dust your hands with flour. Place the almond sticks horizontally in the center of the dough, allowing about 1.5 inches between each. Lift the dough edge closest to you and fold it over so that it covers the almond sticks.
With your fingertips, gently pinch and mold each concealed almond paste into a crescent shape. Press the back of the cookies to make sure the edges are well sealed. Cut out each crescent with a pastry wheel. Arrange the crescents about 1 inch apart on a baking sheet dusted with flour or covered with parchment paper. In the side of each cookie, prick 2 holes using a toothpick. Bake in the middle of a preheated oven to 350 Fahrenheit degrees, 180 Celsius degrees for around 12 minutes or until the cookies have a beautiful light golden brown color. Look at this beauty! All I need now is a mint tea. Bon appétit!